All right, y'all. As promised, I told y'all that I would give high school football predictions for the state of Georgia this upcoming weekend, man. And obviously, Friday is here. We're looking at about 12:48. So I'm going to give y'all my predictions of who I think going to come out on top in some of these stellar matchups. Now, I talked about Gainesville. I thought that game was going to be closer than what it was. It was a little B2A. If y'all don't know what that means, y'all look that up. B2A, 49-47. They ran them boys out the building. And Kareem Hughley, oh, my Lord. Woo, he's a problem. Oh, man. But yeah, Gainesville handled their business, man. Obviously, learning a lesson from Moody as they continue to grow. I wouldn't take it too much out of context. Same thing happened last year. I think they beat them, might have been 28-7 or 34-7 last year, and Moody went to the state championship. Like, Georgia football is just different, right? So that's not a knock on Moody. That's just, Gainesville is one of them contenders in 5A this year. Nonetheless, let's keep it rolling, man. North Cobb, McEachern should be a good game. Does North Cobb have an answer for Casey Barner, right? And it ain't just the Casey Barner show. They got Jerrion Campbell. They have one of the best running back rooms that you will probably find in the state of Georgia. The quarterback has gotten better and better. Will Nayland Scott be back? Heard he's been dealing with an injury. That's going to be something to watch out for McEachern. And defensively, they got some guys on the outside that can rush the passers with some of the best of them. Darrell Rivers, obviously, Abdul Salim, and then they obviously got Casey Barner on the back end as well, and one of the better secondaries you'll probably find. But I believe in North Cobb and the number 2 quarterback in the nation. On the road, I got Teddy Gerard slicing and dicing. I think this will be an interesting game, but I got a 28-21 victory, close-knit. I think North Cobb gets the edge in this one, and they go on the road, beat McEachern in a highly anticipated and contested matchup. All right, next you got obviously Coffee versus Ware County. Obviously 2 teams that are ranked. All right, now both teams are 1-0 going into this matchup. If you're Coffee, names to watch out for is Kentavious DeBruce. Had an outstanding, obviously, game in the first one. Lit it up. The defense had no answers for him. Over 150-plus yards rushing. I expected him to do the same thing. That is one of the identities for the Coffee Trojans is running that rock. Go look at Fred Brown a few years ago. That is what they're going to do. Now, defensively, I'm looking at Kadrian Wooten. Lit it up last week. Obviously had 11 tackles, joined his teammate Livingston, obviously, who had 10 as well. So they were flying to the ball, making big hits. Them are the 2 names of defense to watch for Coffee. And obviously for Ware County, they got a bunch of dudes. I'm going to start with their senior running back, Tayshawn Franklin, 152 yards in the first game. Absolutely lit it up, another standout guy. And then obviously O'Hara, their wide receiver, he had over 50-plus yards receiving in the last game. And then defensively, they're led by Walker Hudson. He had 17 tackles in their victory last week. He will be a player to watch in that one. Who I'm going with in the victory, I'm going to go with a slight edge to Ware County. I got them coming out on top in this one. I'm going to go 31-24 victory for Ware County. All right, next up, let's go an intriguing matchup. Number 1 team they have in the land in number 1 Buford. I would like to contest that, but nonetheless, they're the number 1 team going against Benedictine, who's coming off that close nail-biting loss to Colquitt County. I think Benedictine this year being at home, they're going to play much better. They're going to play with vengeance this year. I got Benedictine with an upset on the number 1 team in the land, according to Massey ratings for rivals in 0-3. I think with Stephen Cannon at the helm, the Texas Tech commit, their ability to run the football along with obviously Bubba Frazier on the outside, and you got like little Damian Guy who had 9 tackles last week, had to really play a lot of run defense last week and still was able to make an impact. I think Benedictine will do that in this game. Now, we'll see what Buford does, if they're going to still air the ball as much as they did against Milton, obviously with the quarterback Dayton Rayola, or will they run the ball with McCoy and obviously Tyreek Green and several others and do it that way. They have playmakers on the outside that can beat you with some of the best of them, but with that defense, sometimes it's best to run the football and allow everything else to mesh. But I'm going to go with Benedictine with the win. All right, last but not least for this week, got number 2 Grayson, a really good team. And what's so crazy is they were able to beat Collins Hill, a well-coached team under head coach Drew Swick, 51-3 without Tyler Atkinson or Anthony Davis. The 6A is in trouble. Now, I don't have an injury report. I don't know if they're going to be back for this game, but I'm still going to roll with them, obviously, against Raven Gap Nakuchi, who is obviously a team that's closer up to North Carolina. Really good team. Always have great prospects and players. Several D1 prospects on their team. Quarterback is really good. You guys check him out. But I think Grayson's going to be too much this year at home. I got them winning this game pretty handily. I'm going to go with Grayson Rams with a big-time victory. So there y'all have it. Those are the teams I got. I got McEachern, I got Ware County, and I got Benedictine and Grayson in these matchups this upcoming week. Let me know down in the comments as well. And if you want to see a follow-up video of how I did.